reindeer poop jewels, mobile bathtubs and a scuba diving suit for your dog. These ideas may make it to Ripley's, believe it or not.
And even if they don't make it to Ripley's, they will make it to our list of the most bizarre business ideas.
If you can't join them, get close to them. This is what some IIM rejects aspiring to get into the B school decided was a perfect business plan. But sometimes even the best laid plans can fail.
Very interesting and bizarre idea we had was from a bunch of students, fresh graduates from a management institute, who wanted to start a chain of management institutes, all of which would be pitched bang opposite, geographically located bang opposite IIM campuses. And that would be their differentiation, their proximity to an existing IIM campus. And they thought they could charge a large premium in terms of fees from students who wanted to be close to IIMs. Clearly these would be students who didn't make it to IIMs but still wanted to have something to do with IIMs, maybe network with the IIM students, get some lectures from those faculties and feel good about being close to IIMs. They had a great plan of scaling up, again all opposite IIMs. Funding requirement was very low because they just needed starting funds to get land and building. Rest would flow from the heavy fees that they could charge by pitching their proximity to IIMs. We figured maybe these were IIM rejects who wanted to satisfy their aspirational ideas.
Moving on, a machine that could defy Newton's law of motion. Wondering how that's possible? So are we, and so is Vineet Rai of Avishkar, who was asked to invest in a revolutionary invention that does not even have a prototype.
Way back in 2002, when I met this sprightly old man who basically came up to me and told me that he has a plan that he doesn't want to disclose and he wants me to invest, and I told him that it will be impossible without knowing what it is. So he said, I have this amazing idea of having a perpetual motion machine that once started could actually generate or can survive on its own motion without needing any form of energy ever. And while all of us know that it doesn't work like that and that none of the single principles of physics would allow it, nor would gravity and friction, but the gentleman basically really laughed at my lack of depth in terms of understanding of what his idea was, and actually advised me to invest a small amount of money so that he can build a prototype and demonstrate to me how it will work, and that how my small investment can earn billions of dollars.
Well, welcome to your BSE stock update. Let's focus on some of the buzzing stocks in trade today. You have Chandni Chowk to China down about 50 odd points because of lack of consumer sentiment. In fact, Slumdog Millionaire's IPO did astoundingly well, and that stock is up about 75 points as well. Gajni bounces back 20 points after suffering short-term loss at the markets this week.
No, this is not the BSE's idea of a swift recovery from the crisis, but a Bollywood stock exchange which we hope remains just an idea.
A bunch of guys came up to us from a Premier B school, and they wanted to discuss an idea with us for understanding as well as funding, and I said, sure, shoot. And they said, we want to create an exchange. I said, that sounds interesting. Entrepreneurship at a high level leading into the B schools. And I said, what kind of an exchange? He said, he came up with Bollywood exchange. And I was like little taken aback. So I asked him, what would I actually be traded on these exchanges? He said, well, so movies, right from the script stage to the time when you are distributing them, which is not even as bankable as a flip of a coin. And I found it quite enough a crazy idea to work upon.
Mel Gibson bought the Margo Island in Fiji for 75 crore rupees. Tata closed its Jaguar Land Rover deal for 12,000 crores, but an enterprising young man from India decided he needed 15,000 crore rupees to fund his startup, all based on some simple calculations.
The most bizarre plan that we have seen at Seed Fund was from a man from North India who wanted a modest sum of 15,000 crores. When we first saw the sum, we were shocked. We actually counted the zeros. Now, the reason he wanted 15,000 crores was very creative. He wanted to produce 15 international level films, each at a cost of 1,000 crores, So he would spend 15,000 crores on production. He presumed that most of these would be at least semi-hits, generating a total revenue of in excess of 30,000 crores. So with a simple math, we would have a profit, clean profit of 15,000 crores, which would be the returns that he would give to the investors. So there was no thought given to how the production would be, who would be writing scripts, how the whole thing would be managed, but he just thought that this math was attractive enough and the returns were brilliant.